mouth of the sound Jimmy Hart. Hey, check out my new tag team, baby, Monte and the Pharaoh.
Hey, Jimmy, don't forget to tell them about Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast.
Well, you know what, I would, but you already did it.
It's Monte and the Pharaoh.
With Monte and Pharaoh. The Monte and Pharaoh Show.
Monte and Pharaoh, bro.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
The Monte and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monte and Pharaoh Show.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
With Monte and the Pharaoh.
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 Monte and Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
And Monte and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monte and the Pharaoh?
Monte and Pharaoh.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
To the Monte and the Pharaoh Show. And it's Monte and the Pharaoh, baby.
Watching Monte and the Pharaoh.
With Monte and the Pharaoh. Monte and the Pharaoh. Oh, what a run.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
Hey, cut music. When you want the best in professional wrestling, Long Island, there's only one place you're going to get it, right here.
Monte and the Pharaoh. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best. That, my friends, is just incredible.
Monte and the Pharaoh.
You've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, and MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monte and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff, and we gonna rock it.
$18,000 for one match! Yeah, right. Oh, boo! Boo ho! Yeah. Boo ho!
Straight to the top. We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to leave out that tower.
All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. out of indie music television in Ronkonkoma, New York. And on the phone, we have future Hall of Famer, Mr. Lanny Poffo. Lanny, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. I would rather see some other wrestlers get in before me, namely the late Kamala. And where the hell is Rick Martel?
Well, Lanny, we want to ask you about Mr. James Harris. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Well, I know he wrestled as Sugar Bear Harris. I never met him then. And then I remember Jerry Lawler gave him the gimmick, you see. And when I met him, he didn't know a thing about Idi Amin or Uganda. He knew a lot about Sanatobia, Mississippi, if you want to know. He had a great career. He had a good run with Hulk Hogan, which is where the money's at. Well, not necessarily for him, but it was a lot of money. Undertaker made $500,000. He only made $18,000 in the same match. I think the way I did it, I was just, in my career of 21 years, I was just lucky to be in it. Mm-hmm. I felt I was just lucky to be there. And I knew I could be replaced very, very easily. So I just took the money and raised my family and saved and invested as if I was going to be fired, and finally I was. So, you know, eventually they're going to wish you luck on your future endeavors. So if you don't save your money, you're going to wind up, you know, on GoFundMe. I was on main events for 4 months, and I was so grateful I would never consider, like, arguing about a payoff. You know, like, here I was, a complete jabroni, and then all of a sudden I'm on NBC with Hulk Hogan, and then I'm teamed up with Mr. Perfect, and it was the greatest 4 months of my life, my career anyway. My 2 grandchildren and my daughter are the greatest things in my life. But, you know, it's just the way the business is. Yes, Undertaker deserves every penny he ever made, and so did the Macho Man. But Kamala they were just using him as an electron, where, you know, Undertaker was the neutron in the middle, and everybody else was rotating around him like the bum of the month. And that's the way it was. And I'll tell you what, Kamala had a lot of ring color, and I don't mean that in a racist way, just a term. Charisma, ring color. He was very fastidious with his paint. He would come in early, paint his face. And even when he made personal appearances, he would paint his face and take a great deal of care in it. He took care of his gimmick very much. I loved Kamala, but evidently there's a lot of people on GoFundMe. If Kamala would have not made $18,000, if he would have made $36,000, which is double, right?
Right.
He'd still be just as broke when he died, okay? In other words, if you put a 0 at the end of it, if you would have given him $180,000 instead of $18,000, still be just as broke. Because if there's a hole in the bucket, does it matter how much water goes on the bucket? No. The answer is no. You got a hole in the bucket, you put in as much water as you want, and it's all going to go on the floor. However, if you got a good bucket, you can fill up your bucket with an eyedropper, 1 drop at a time, and you'll get rich from that. And there are people that didn't make a lot of money that wound up rich, and there are people that made a lot of money, wound up broke. It's like in wrestling. First of all, nobody held a gun to my head, told me I had to wrestle. I could have like mopped up at a peep show, right?
Right. Which is a little disgusting, but you know, hey.
It's well, one man's disgust is another man's flavor.
We're going to get into your immense member again, are we, Lanny?
Oh, no, let's not get into it.
Would you please?
I think it is wrong that Kamala didn't get in the Hall of Fame while he was alive. So no matter what they do now, it's not the same.
Right.
You know, people say I had a very good speech for my brother, but it wasn't a good speech. The Macho Man should have done it. One last, oh yeah, come on, guys. I did my best, but I ain't the Macho Man, and you're not going to make me the Macho Man.
Right.
I got to be myself, and myself, I did the best I could, and it's not good enough. Macho Man should have done it. Even if I don't get in the Hall of Fame, I mean, can't I just be appreciative for what I got? It's the main event on NBC. The wrestling world is watching as Kamala bellies forth upon the scene. But if I emerge victorious, I could be next month's centerfold in National Geographic magazine.
Oh my God!
Sorry, I got a little.
Oh my God! How sensitive of
bit.
you. Go on.
Yes, Virgil was in studio, and you're known for your very large member, as the Pharaoh mentioned before.
Come on.
But Virgil claims he was bigger than you. Any thoughts on that?
True or false?
Well, I guarantee you, I did see it once, and it's much better looking than his face.
The great Lanny Poffo, always a good part of this program.
It's always so nice to talk to the genius, and he even got to mention his. Yeah.
Recently on the Monte and the Pharaoh webpage, and recently on the Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook page, and recently on the Monte and Pharaoh YouTube page,
Go on.
We posted.
Yeah.
The passing of James Harris, icon. Let's remember what this guy did for the business.
Absolutely.
And let's not push our stupid agenda, and we know what we're talking about, about Vince McMahon didn't take care of this guy. Don't use someone's death.
Wow.
Okay?
Is that what's going on here? That's ridiculous.
That's what's
That's
happening
ridiculous.
here. Okay?
Yeah,
and
that's just
again,
seizing an opportunity to. Yeah, that's messed up. Come on.
So
stop.
my point was, when I wrote this stuff, these pro wrestling experts want to use their agenda.
Right.
And you talk about extortion. The word extortion. I heard numerous podcasts talking about the extortion of Mr. James Harris by Vince McMahon. The extortion of Kamala. You know
whoa! What would have James Harris been doing for a living if he had not been a pro wrestler
Are
anyway.
you trying to tell me that James
The
Harris was...
extortion? Did I just hear that right?
I'm telling you, yes.
The extortion.
Extortion.
Oh, boy. Get the out of here. Really?
If anybody is watching this show right now that thinks I'm talking about you,
please.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
stop.
talking in general terms because there's so many of you.
Right.
I can name all sorts of different things.
Right.
But again, when you talk about extortion, a passing away of an icon, and you try to make it about Vince McMahon and the WWE and his nepotism and everything he's done, and meanwhile we've had, I don't know, a library of maybe 100 wrestlers in here,
one after
and
another.
90% of them say
At least.
Vince is okay.
At least.
I don't need,
At
you
least
heard
90%.
Lanny Poffo, who we had call in just to talk about Kamala, tell you out there, it made it pretty clear to me that Mr. James Harris's bucket had holes in it.
Right.
Meaning that, if anyone that didn't understand that, is that as fast as he made his money, he spent his money.
You know what? I like to see these people who always volunteer Vince's money. Where's yours? What do you do? Who are you helping? Come on.
Wait a minute. Most of these guys who go fanboys or whatever terminology they're
Right.
using, at some point or another, they've worked for an independent company. When I mean independent, you know the ones that have like 20 people in the stadium?
Right.
And they either were the head promoter.
Wait, 20 people in the stadium?
Not a stadium. All right.
You mean 20 people at the freaking high school?
Right.
Or over at the dock in Huntington or
Right.
something? Making $18,000 for one match!
Yeah, right.
Oh, boo-hoo!
Yeah.
Boo-hoo!
He made 18,000, but dude, there was so much traveling involved.
Oh, stop.
He had to go on a plane, and then he had to stay in a hotel,
Oh,
and then he had to put some of that
come on.
$18,000 away for what? Taxes. Oh my God.
You know, Gilbert, who was just on the show this past weekend, he was wrestling back in the early 90s for Vince, and he looked at us and goes, even then, that guy paid us mad money.
Yeah.
Mad money. I just needed to know what to do with it, but I didn't. Oops, it's on me.
But wait
It's
a
like-
minute, dude. These guys main evented in Madison Square Garden,
can't-
and now they're mopping a floor. Well, maybe you should have graduated fucking high school, pal. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't
You know,
I don't know what
God gave you the gift of being 450 pounds that you can't even move, and you got a career out of it. Back in the day, they wrestled double shots on the weekend, and they wrestled all through the week, right? $400. So Hogan got 10, 20, 30. Who cares about Hogan? Poor little Kamala got $400 a match. 400, you're a good math guy. 400 times 5 is what?
2,000.
Okay, and then 4 on the weekend, 4 matches on the weekend.
4 matches on the week.
That's 400 times 4. It's another $1,600, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about $3,600, right?
Right.
Okay. Kamala's average match. Okay, you want to talk about doing your homework?
Probably less than 10 minutes.
Thank you. Kamala's average match is less than 10 minutes.
Right.
So if I was just to tell you at 10 minutes at $400, what's the rate per hour for that?
Oh, that's insane. Stop it already. He got paid he got paid really good
And
money.
do that over a span of 2 years.
Right.
And that's not even for the pay-per-views. These are house shows. And guess what? The people came to the house shows not for Kamala, for Hogan. But the wrestling expert will say to you,
Right.
but there's got to be the guy that he wrestles. Because that
You know what?
guy
You know what
tit
though?
for tat.
Can I use a Star Trek analogy
ahead.
really quick?
Go ahead.
Captain Kirk was the star of the show. William Shatner was the star of Star Trek, okay?
That's right.
Okay? Hulk Hogan is Captain Kirk back in that time period. He's the star, all right? So I don't want to hear about Sulu. How's that sound? I don't want to hear it, because Sulu to this day bitches
What do you
about
mean?
Shatner. Oh, Bill got all the money, and Bill got all the attention. Well, here's why, Sulu, because he's Captain fucking Kirk, and no one gives about your stupid character. Why don't you go beam yourself to planet Anus? Who
right.
cares already? You know what? You know what? Anyone who sits there and actually sits there and comes up with all of this rage over Vince McMahon over this, stop it already. That's so, it's messed up to me.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Undertaker does a signing. He gets paid about $75,000 per
Fortune.
hour. $75,000.
A fortune.
And guess what? Promoters pay that. You know why?
Because he's worth it.
Because why?
Because they make money.
Thank you.
Yeah, they make money.
Okay, Kamala at a signing garners about $40.
Right.
This is not a knock on Mr. James Harris, so do not read into this. The point of the matter is this. Kamala was a great wrestler for what he did.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
He was an icon in the business for his character.
Sure.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And let's not forget everybody. I'll just go to this real quick. Kamala made a lot of money on the Kamala character, right?
Yeah, sure.
Guess who helped them make that?
Vince.
Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. Okay?
Vince.
They helped make that character.
Jerry Lawler created the makeup.
Right. So my point to you is,
created
do
the
you
makeup.
think Jerry and Jeff Jarrett should get a piece of that?
Absolutely, since they want to go in that direction.
Yeah, but you know what? They're independent contractors. And that would-
if they want to complain about it.
Hold on. If he had worked as an employee,
Right.
Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler would have got all the money.
That's right.
And those same wrestling experts would say, then what?
Looks like
It's not fair.
yeah, right.
They're taking all the Kamala money.
Right.
He's the character.
Right.
He's the one doing it.
Right. You know what else I find fuzzy, too?
Go.
Why is Vince McMahon responsible? Listen, Kamala worked for many other territories, true or false?
True.
How many other of the great legends, and some of them who have had problems, worked for other territories? Why is Vince responsible for? What about guys from the AWA back in the day with their bodies all broken now? I suppose that Vince should pay for them. And the Crockett guys, and these guys,
He's the
and pay
top
for these
guy.
guys.
He's the top guy in town.
Yeah, but it's his company. It's the WWE. Not everybody spent their entire body of work in his company. Why is he got to pay for everybody's total career pain? Is what I'm talking about.
Understood.
Oh, all the bumps just came from Vince's company. It's Vince's mats that did it. Bullshit already, you know. And when does it get on the wrestlers anyway? Get some balls and form a union.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Get some balls and form a union and stand up to them.
We're professional wrestlers, right?
We are? I'm a little small, but go
Let's
on.
make believe.
Yeah, let's make
Okay?
believe big time.
We're in the WWE.
Yeah.
The average salary for a WWE wrestler is somewhere in the six figures. Low
Right.
six figures,
Yeah,
high six figures,
again,
depending how
boo-hoo.
high you are.
Right. Yeah.
If we make a union,
Yeah.
you know what goes along with unions?
Union dues.
Union dues. That's a good point. What else?
I don't know what else goes with unions.
Union scale.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ow. Ooh.
You know, people talk about the NFL union. You know there's a scale, right?
Right.
Do you know that you can't make real money in the NFL till year 5? You know why?
Why?
Because the average NFL player only plays for 2 years.
That's right.
Okay?
That is true.
Stupid. So here's the thing. You know why wrestlers don't unionize? Stupid wrestling experts? Because if I think I got the goods, a la John Cena,
Right.
I'm not capping my ass.
Right.
Because guess what?
Right.
If I was in a union, I'd only make $200,000
Just like
a year.
Hogan made sure he never
But
got
wait a
his
minute. You know what's
cap.
funny?
Yeah,
If I was
Hogan.
The Rock and I was in a union,
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't be paid $87 million to be the top movie star in the world right now because I was in a union because I was capped out at $200,000. Wrestling expert idiots, morons.
All the lawsuits against Vince. Of course we've heard about them.
Thoughts?
They ain't going to win them. They're spitting into the wind. These lawsuits come and go. How many times? Who's won one yet? Honestly, though, with all the blah blah, who's won one yet?
Nobody.
They're not going to win.
And here's the other thing.
There's-
Here's the other thing. If you don't want to take a chair shot,
Don't
this is
take
America.
a chair shot.
Wait. Go shovel somewhere.
I-
Uncle Tommy used to tell me all the time, right? World's always looking for ditch diggers. Right?
Ditch diggers are smart enough to have a union.
Again. Pharaoh, do you think
What?
these wrestling experts are so angry over this because they really just wanted to be a wrestler and they just like they're little wimpy and this is their way of like being part of it?
Yeah, does that make them in the business? By the way, could we please define what makes you part of the business?
Why don't you define that? for me, bud?
I would love to try
I'm
to
waiting.
define it, but to me, it's not the guys who sell photos in the mail and stuff like that. It's not the guy who sits on his keyboard and types away every day. This is my opinion, and my 14 friends all mimic they parrot my thoughts. You know who's in the business? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is in the business.
sure he is.
You know what I mean? You know who's in the business? Shane McMahon. He's in the business. Triple H is in the business. Matt Riddle is in the business.
Right.
You know.
What are you trying
And you
to
know
say?
who else? You know who else is in the
Am I in the
business? Like
business?
Matt Riddle's agent.
He's
Yeah,
in the
he's in the
business?
business. Yeah, he's
Sure.
in the business. But I mean, for the keyboard, dude, I took my keyboard, I unplugged it, and I pushed it to the curb a long time ago. I mean, thank God you still do it. But I'm like,
Well,
screw this.
why-
Man.
why
I don't
did-
care
why
what any
did-
of these
why-
people
why did
think
you-
they are. I don't care what they've got to say. This is where I'm at with it.
Why did you
As far as the negativity, I don't care.
Why did you throw your stuff out the window though?
Because I got a problem with. It's one thing to disagree. We can all disagree. It's another thing to debate. We can all debate. But when someone just never leaves you alone because you just refuse to agree and parrot their ideology, that becomes irritating to me, like a diaper rash. Who the needs that? How many times I got to wipe before I'm clean?
Why I'm on social
Shut
media?
up already and go to away. Yeah, I don't understand the obsession with other people's wallets. I think it's a little up.
Well, again, it's
Quite
socialism
quite
at its
honestly.
best. I'm going to keep saying
Is that what that is, by the way?
Yeah,
You
when
clear it up for the
when
Pharaoh.
you dictate
Yeah, I can't.
what people have to think, that's socialism.
Dude, that's not, well, I'm not a fan.
Wake up, America.
Not a fan of that, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. You try to tell me what to think or what to do, and you get pushy with me? Oh, you. You know? Good luck with
But
that.
you value people's point, right?
I do. I absolutely have an open... You know me. I have an open ear for people, but if you overstay your welcome with your stubborn...
Right.
Get out. Go. Go.
We're gonna move past. Rest in peace, James Harris. Kamala.
Absolutely.
We hope
Kamala
to see
was
you
a legend,
in the Hall
man.
of Fame.
And he should have been put in the Hall of Fame.
Ric Flair took a little shot from your boy Randy Orton. Your thoughts?
Oh, I thought that was fantastic. Didn't you like that?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Man, Ric Flair just doesn't stop, does he?
How about the story he was telling, man? He had me. Ric Flair could make me cry. He does it a lot.
You know what really got me? When he was saying to Randy, because Randy was like, you're an attention whore. You're always on the show because you need to be. You need this. It's pathetic. And he was like, you think Hogan doesn't call me?
Yeah.
Like saying how badly he wants to be on this show every
Dude, that was shoot. That was a shoot right there. That was a shoot right
And
there.
he mentioned someone else. It wasn't just Hogan. It was like another name. I'm like, oh, man. That was fantastic. But I am still just amazed that Ric Flair can still take these bumps.
Well, that wasn't much of a bump.
Look, it's enough of a bump. He's 71. He almost died last. He had coma last summer.
I know. Well, they handled it well, right? He kind of rested him down. It was all right. They went dark before the punt.
I guess so.
Look.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dude.
Man,
the story.
I felt like he was going to incinerate.
It was awesome.
It was. Randy
now.
Rhodes. Randy. Oh, stop!
Hey, it's Randy Rhodes.
What were the last words? Anyway, you, Randy Orton was amazing.
What's Ozzy's wife's name?
Sharon.
Yeah. Sharon.
Stop it! No, I just thought it was an amazing segment.
Does
Randy
that open
Orton.
the door for the return of Charlotte?
Yeah, it
against
does.
What we were talking about a month ago.
Yeah,
Charlotte
gonna fight Randy Orton. You know what's funny though? Didn't Charlotte herself one time say to her father, "What you mad at, Dad? You gonna cry? What's she gonna get mad about? Hey, you made my father cry. You did too. You got no case.
It's a really good
feud over.
It kind of veered off that whole.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, what are they? But again, great segment. Randy Orton's freaking awesome. Please beat McIntyre. Please.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Does this mean SummerSlam McIntyre loses the belt to Orton?
Because all my senses
Prediction,
are saying,
please.
No, I'm not making a prediction. I'm making a.
I refuse. I will not make a prediction.
Yeah, it takes away all my enjoyment.
Wrestling.
I know everything, and I say the following is going to happen.
Well, speaking of that, I want to say that.
I
too.
hate that.
Now you got me on another tangent.
What?
These friggin' wrestling
Here we
podcasters. Again, we're a broadcast. We're a television broadcast. Thank you. They're so proud when they get the wrestling matches right.
Oh, my God.
I got it right again. It's fake wrestling, bro. And you got a 50% chance.
Everything's screaming in my senses that McIntyre will lose. That means McIntyre will win. So annoying.
So you don't want to pick?
I'm not going to pick.
I'm going to Randy Orton, Carl.
I would like to think Randy Orton will win.
But I'll tell you, if they start pushing Charlotte going for the heavyweight title,
right?
I'm not going for
Maybe
that.
Randy Orton won't win because Charlotte will interfere.
Yes.
And McIntyre keeps his belt, and now we've got that feud.
That's why you're the Pharaoh. You're brilliant.
Yeah, I'm glad I deducted that. It was by accident.
Dominic took it like a man this week.
You know, listen, I got to be serious for a second about this kid. Have you ever seen such a quick ascension into an on-air convincible character?
Loved it.
Dominic is doing great.
Loved it.
He's doing great. He came up like a nervous ninny the first time, and the second time a little better. Now what are we talking? It's only been a couple of months. I think he's fantastic. And by the way, though, what was with that beating, though? I haven't seen that since Mel Gibson's movie.
Oh, whoa.
I'm serious, dude.
Whoa.
I didn't like
I'm going to have to cut that thing.
No, why? Because I stated that Mel Gibson made a violent movie on the Messiah?
Whoa.
Dude, what about all the stripes on his back? That made me uncomfortable. I am not making a joke of this. That made me uncomfortable. That was a massive beating. I had a problem with that. That was too much.
I thought it was good.
Great job by Dominic, but how many times can you hit him? They hit him in the front, and then they hit him in the back, and I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking about.
You know what? I'm telling you.
And there's nothing wrong with that
If there
either.
were fans in the audience.
That was unsettling.
This is some really good writing.
The fans would have really been oohing and ahhing. That was
Bruce
brutal.
Pritchard and his team
That was
are doing
brutal.
a fantastic job, in my opinion. I'm just sorry.
Dude, they striped him up, man.
How good was that, dude?
It was great, but I guess that's what it was supposed to do, make me
All
unsettled.
right,
I was unsettled.
Before Korea,
Yeah.
destroying that guy. What's going on now? That guy has all the goods. I'm not understanding.
He does
this.
not have all the goods. He's missing one thing, and you know damn well what it is. He can't talk. He cannot talk.
So put him
and I'll
with
tell
Selena.
you, and this is going to sound like, I don't even know how this is going to sound, but I think that the moment Angel Garza came in, Vince McMahon completely forgot
Just
about
forgot
him.
about Bertha.
I feel that way. Maybe I'm wrong to feel that way, but I feel like he knows that Angel Garza is the whole package.
So do you think after we're dead?
Because he is.
You think we're after we're dead?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That there'll be someone sitting at this dais, this Monte and the Pharaoh. Maybe it'll be Johnny, and Joey.
What,
you know,
like,
in the same studio.
Wait a minute,
Matt, you'll
like-
still be alive.
Wait a
'cause
minute,
you're a
like
youngster.
fake Ace and fake Peter Chris? What are
Yeah,
you
that right. But they'll be
What?
talking about, you know, Angel Garza got all the money while poor Humberto Carrillo has a GoFundMe page. It's unfair. He was treated and mishandled. It's not right.
Dude, if that's who's going to sit in these chairs, we should leave nails and thumbtacks on them right now.
Booker T on Dixie Carter. Seems like Dixie Carter likes the sausage. What are you thinking?
Sausage.
I've never seen someone dance to a sausage song.
I love sausage. I'm Dixie. Dixie, yeah, she probably headed half the locker room. What are you going to do? You blame her?
Is she a fan?
Wait a minute,
is
man.
She
It's
a
like
fan girl.
She's an older, wealthy woman.
Good
and there's-
looking, by the way.
I never thought she was bad. I mean, she's not, oh my God, but she's fine.
If you were a
For
wrestler
her age, she was
and you
fine.
were single,
Yeah.
and you're at the bar and Dixie wanted to...
If I'm 25 years old working at TNA and Dixie's whining and dining me, getting me lit, and then wants to hang out afterwards, and I'm single, oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Yep.
So you think it's just like...
The sausage!
Dixie had her rounds.
So, who cares? What's the big deal? It really doesn't bother me one way or the other, but I think it's hilarious that people are like, hey, do you hear? Dixie likes the sausage. Who gives a care? That's cool. I mean, she probably completely molested poor AJ when he was a kid.
She might have marked AJ.
I think she completely probably, poor AJ. He's like, I can't wait to get the Vince. Get the hell out of here.
By the way, AJ's wife's not that good looking.
Stop it. See, no. I don't know what she looks like.
What,
and
you never seen, like...
No.
You don't
Dude,
check that out?
I am so not interested in so many other aspects of the behind-the-scenes wrestling, which is why my keyboard
You
sits
really
at the front
are
of the
not
house.
into the behind-the-scenes. I like all the
No, I
behind-the-scenes
do
stuff.
like some of it, but when I see how crazy people get, spending their money and everything else that they do, deciding how they should live their lives, I'm not that interested. I'm not that kind of person.
So you may think you're in the biz, but you're not in the biz.
Yeah, come on, man.
You may think you know, but you don't know.
Right. And stop volunteering other people's money when you know damn well you wouldn't part with your own.
Exactly.
Stop it already.
This is Mike Monte.
This is the Pharaoh. Get off your high horse, and we'll see you next week. Later.